That's the thing. It's like,
Oh, like using loops is cheating.
it's not though. Especially rap and hip hop. This is how it started. It wouldn't even exist right now if it wasn't for people sampling and looping. People are worried about the wrong shit.
You know, you should have been spending an hour and a half on that melody like I do. You go and sample and it gets 1 million views.
Sampling's cheating.
A few years ago, people would be like, "Oh, there was all that discussion about is looping, sampling, and is whatever whatever
cheating."
Yeah, cheating. Make good music. That's as simple as it gets. Make good music, no excuses. But with all these other plugins that are also included in all this stuff, it's like you can now manipulate sound in all these different ways that back in the day, you'd rip from vinyl. Back when I was learning how to sample, you'd rip from YouTube. you know what I mean?
People still do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've been known, even to this day, I like just, pulling right from, YouTube videos and stuff.
But if you flip it in such an obscure way where nobody's ever going to hear it or tell, it's just like, that's the thing. It's like, oh, using loops is cheating. It's not though. It's not. Like, that's how, if people really go back and really think about how, especially rap and hip hop was started, this is how it started. So if you're mad at it now, it's like you should be mad at how it started. It wouldn't even exist right now, if it wasn't for people sampling and looping.
They would be like, "Oh, you didn't have a real bass guitar and make that funk loop." It's like, no, no,
Bro,
of course not. I had a drum machine, dude.
People are worried about the wrong shit.
Oh yeah,
there's so many conversations.
But a lot of those people are just justifying their inability to actually come up with something dope.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, that's cheating. You can't do it like that.
It's people get mad when they see somebody spending a less amount of time than them on something, and they're like, yo, you shouldn't, you should have been spending an hour and a half on that melody or something like I do. That's really what it is. What it is sometimes.
The Grouch, dude.
Yeah. I spent all this time on this music and it doesn't really get it doesn't get recognition, but you go and sample and it gets 1 million views. Sampling's cheating. You cheated to get those 1 million views. That's how some people think.
Yeah. The landscape is forever changing. You know what I'm saying? And more than anything, I think that this new style of how people are interacting with the app is just allowing a new style of production to occur. And it's always going to be led by, younger people that are more open-minded to what these apps and things enable them to do. And that's just going to make the music sound new and different and fire. Yeah. There's going to be stuff that's amazing. There's going to be stuff that's derivative and terrible. But that's always been the case. You know what I mean? Even from the best eras of music that we always think about, there was 1,000 other artists aside from the main guys that we always think of as being the GOATs, that were just making, whatever, contemporary lame shit.
Yep.
But, they're they were still using the tools that were given to them at that time. Should you not use an electric bass?
It's like beating a dead horse at this point. It's like there's people that are going to have that mindset and you're not going to change their mind. And let them, because you're probably not going to make it too far with that mindset.
That's true, yeah.
You're going to limit yourself. You're spending so much time thinking about something that is irrelevant.
Nitpicking, yeah.
It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. You can think it matters all you want, but in the reality, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, because people are doing this and they're making good music and they're making a living off of music doing what you say is wrong.
Right.
But guess what? You say it's wrong, it doesn't matter because there's people making a living off of that and they're doing it. And you're wasting time worried about somebody else.
And even even if they're not making money with it per se, there's kids recording their music on their iPhone through wired in AirPods. Not even the wireless joints, the ones with the wire. They be right into the mic and making songs.
And they're getting it done.
They're getting it done. They're getting that, back to that idea of getting that XP, getting that experience point where you're just
using apps like BandLab.
Yeah.
Or
BandLab is awesome.
And FL Studio Mobile. Changing the game, bro.
Yeah.